I don't know why I don't get paid millions to write music. I can do that.
Have you heard that terrible rap song called "Man's Not Hot" by Big Shaq?
Yeah. 2 + 2, that's 3. 4 minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths.
Quick maths. Is this like British?
English?
I'm assuming he's British.
Yeah, he's
He's got this song that's been hit over 270 million times on YouTube, and it is the dumbest freaking song. Like he's scatting through like a chunk of the song.
Has his pants
Man's
around
not
his
hot.
ankles.
Oh, it's just, and you're watching it and you're just rolling, but you're thinking like this dude's made a lot of money off this song.
It hurts. It really does.
Yes, it does. Especially when you spend a lot of time writing music, perfecting your craft. No one ever listens to it, and this guy,
It's putting crap out there.
yeah, and everybody just like rubbing it all over themselves, and then your will to live slowly disappears, and that depression sets in. Then all of a sudden, that Drano's looking real friendly. Welcome to another episode of Laughs and Drafts. My name is Jason Thomas, your resident fancy boy.
I'm Jared, your learning man.
Tim, the old man.
I'm Ethan, the one with the glasses.
One with the glasses, and once again we are back going over strange news stories, covering different beers, saying what we do and do not like about them, and maybe unlike last week, we will actually avoid a story from Florida. So only time will tell. So we're going to get into our first story. This one is from SputnikNews.com. So since it's Sputnik, I'm assuming it's from Russia, and it is. Headline reads, Russian supermarkets recall water bottles capable of starting fires.
Okay.
The special World Cup-themed soccer ball-shaped bottles have been proven to be the perfect shape to start fires by concentrating the sun's rays. Russian supermarket chains Auchan and Lenta have pulled the ball-shaped Holy Spring water bottles after it reported that they caused fires. A video by St. Petersburg-based news portal Fontanka.ru shows how the bottle can combust nearby objects when placed in direct sunlight. As might be expected, social media had a field day with the defective water bottles.
Did you say holy?
Yeah, Holy Spring. Let me try to actually say this here. Svatoy Ishtonik. Istonik. Istonik. I don't know.
Sounds right.
Close enough.
Just a bunch of bears riding unicycles over there. That's all I know. As soon as you get over there, fur hats, it's cold, everybody's drunk. Dash cams, car accidents, Russia.
Bottles exploding.
What is this person? He's not squatting in a tracksuit. I don't understand. Who is this man?
So I'm sorry. How was this supposed to start a fire?
Well, they're like
concentrating the light.
Yeah, they're like, so they're full of water, and they're shaped like a soccer ball. So apparently the sunlight, it actually like magnifies it down into like a small point. Remember like in Toy Story, whenever, you know,
the magnifying glass.
Yeah, Woody's got that little dot on his forehead.
Yep.
My favorite part.
Those toys were alive, you know. You know, it's, do you ever go back and watch, you know, old Disney movies and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Toy Story's my favorite.
And all the Pixar and those movies are all great. We've been kind of going through and rewatching a whole bunch of them, and of course we did like Toy Story 1. Everything like the toys all look great. Everything looks great. Human walks in. That did not age well. That CGI did not age well. As soon as you see a person, you realize like, wow,
This is old.
wow, yeah, this is real bad.
It's
This is
real
real bad. This is like everybody in this film must be filmed in Chernobyl because everybody just looks like a radioactive mutant.
Is it Sid?
Sid, yes, Sid.
Looks
Sid.
straight up from Chernobyl.
horrifying.
Yeah.
He's one ugly kid.
Oh well, what was the guy that did the theme song for that? You got a
Oh,
friend.
Randy Newman.
Andy? Is it Randy or Andy?
Newman. Randy Newman.
Randy Newman.
Yeah.
He's got the weirdest sounding.
You'll be strong enough.
He's got the weirdest sounding.
My
voice. You know,
toys are all possessed by the devil himself. Just me and Satan, boy.
That's awesome.
Until I saw a picture of him, I always thought it was black. So he had like the weirdest sounding voice on the
He
planet.
sings from the back of his throat. It sounds like.
Yeah.
What was the other one? It's a jungle out there.
You know, oh yeah, from Monk.
Everywhere. Hey, who's in charge here? Satan's all around me. I hear him all the time. If you can listen, you'll hear him too.
What was the other one?
Turns out Randy Newman, like, forefront of Satanists.
The head of the religion.
Yeah.
You got a friend.
I
in
looked
me.
into the darkness and I saw the underworld itself. And there, at the top of the corpse, he stood. Randy Newman. Oh, man.
Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, the Prince of Darkness. Everybody was worried about Ozzy. And turns out Ozzy's
Randy
just
Newman.
fine.
And he stepped down.
Yeah. He was overthrown by Randy Newman. Anyways. Oh, man. Let's go on to our next story.
All right.
I don't even. How did we even get. Oh, Toy Story, right. That's. I was like, how did
That was you.
how did we get here?
It took a sharp left somewhere.
So he went from, what was it? Water bottles catching fire.
Russia.
To, oh, yeah, Russia, water bottles catching fire. How does it reflect light? By magnifying glass like Toy Story, rewatching all the Toy Story movies.
Bad CGI.
Bad CGI, Chernobyl.
Randy.
Who sings
Randy Newman. Randy Newman sounds black.
And Satan.
It all goes back to Satan.
It all,
It all
comes
connects.
full circle in
Comes
the
full-
end.
yeah.
All right,
Exactly.
let's just get to our next story.
right.
Let's go round robin this time. So,
Man pleads guilty to stealing skull and bones from the Freemasons. This is
speaking of Satan, we're
one
gonna
of the
roll
last
in.
group of people you will steal anything from, probably.
Yeah.
The Southern Star Lodge in Collingwood Street, Nelson, which is in New Zealand, where a human skull and its bones were stolen. A Nelson man who stole a human skull and bones from a Masonic lodge said he would return the stolen goods in exchange for meth.
It's always
What else? would you
Always.
exchange it for?
for math.
Caden John Minto, 27, pleaded guilty to a charge of burglary and another of blackmail when he appeared in the Nelson District Court on Thursday. A police summary fax said overnight on December 1st, Minto broke into the Southern Star Lodge in Collingwood Street.
It's like, man stole bones. Stop. Wants them back. Stop. We'll only return them for meth. Stop.
He forced a fire
Morse
door
code.
open, found a key on top of a locked cupboard, and used it to access a ceremonial area of the building known as the temple. Once inside, he took a human skull, assorted human bones, cutlery, and books, as well as ceremonial knives, robes, and marbles.
What was this, like in a museum or something?
It's one of their lodges,
I feel
apparently.
like people are
What was the
forgetting.
human skull
Yeah,
doing?
I was about to say. Tim
Something wrong.
got the important question right off the bat: is why do you all have human remains for your worship? For your not worship. I don't know what they do there. I don't think anybody knows what they do there.
Got human skulls going on.
It may have been like a mausoleum kind of deal. You know what I mean?
Wait.
For Masons?
Does it at Skull and Bones parties or where this is located at?
What are you even talking about?
This was at a Mason's lodge.
You
Are you
said-
talking about like
No, no,
the skull
you
and bones?
Said, you said nobody even knows what they do there. And I was like, at Skull and Bones parties? Or where this is at, the Mason...
He was talking about the Mason's lodge.
Okay,
The Masonic Lodge, yeah.
just wanted to confirm that. You were
What
like,
is
what are
skull
you
and- what is
talking
skull
about?
and bones parties?
Jason, what are you talking about?
What
They're
parties
very
are you going
popular.
to? I'm so confused.
In localized groups. Skull and
Are you
Bone
talking about like
Party.
Skull and Bones, like the organization? That,
Yeah.
that,
Like
like
skulls.
okay, so that's what I'm thinking. I was thinking you were talking.
I thought
like,
that's what we were talking about.
no,
here.
it's Freemasons.
It's Freemasons. That's all it
Oh.
says. Freemasons.
And but yeah, Skull and Bones, they're part of the Freemasons.
Okay.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
so this
but I was
That's what I
thinking
thought
you were
you
like
got it.
you were going to a Skull and Bones party. Like
Yeah.
we go to a place, we hang out, order some pizzas. There's bones everywhere.
No.
Okay, so the value
Invite
of
me
the
if you
items
ever
he
get invited to
stole
one. I would like to go.
was estimated between $1,000 and $1,500. Almost 2 weeks later, Minto made contact with a member of a fellow Freemasons lodge in Nelson via Facebook. He sent messages over several days claiming he was acting on behalf of someone who had stolen goods, but was willing to negotiate for their safe return. Tell them be fast as possible, as the person with it will destroy it and dispose of it if he doesn't get 7 grams, one message read.
Aiming low.
The demand was passed on to a member of the Southern Star Lodge. It was believed the person was requesting $7,000 for the safe return of the items. Police later located the stolen items at Mento's former partner's house in Stoke, and they were returned to the lodge. Mento originally denied breaking into the lodge and said he had received the property from someone with an interest in the Freemasons who he refused to name. He said that 7 gram was a reference to 7 grams of methamphetamine. Mento was remanded on bail and will be sentenced on July the 10th. According to information about Freemasonry online, a skull and crossbones are kept with other symbols in a room called the Chamber of Reflection at Masonic lodges. Candidates for the order visit the room as part of an initiation process.
Now, the Freemasons are has been noted, a very secret organization.
I mean, they're super, like, cloak and dagger kind of deal, and like supposedly been around for centuries, and George Washington was a Mason and all that crap.
Yeah, there's a lot of, mystery behind that I guess cult. As some,
definitely.
Would
we
say.
can throw that out there.
Yeah.
Cool.
That would be.
I would have used organization, but cult, I guess it's interchangeable with that word.
I mean, Charles Manson had an organization.
Very organized.
I mean, they were organized to an extent.
About as organized that story, they were not organized.
About as organized as
all.
you can get when you're just like rolling your face off on
Hair
drugs.
scare turd. I could not spell at all.
Hair turd, scare turd. Look at Ethan's on Google. He's
No.
Cult.
I'm seeing if organization is a synonym for cult. Because I'm like, at that point, then it's the same thing. But I mean, it's
perspective.
Denomination, a group, movement, church, a body.
So really, what was it?
All right, my real point is that they were not organized at all. Period.
You're bringing it back to that.
Manson, that group was not.
If they had been organized, this theft would have never occurred.
It almost seems like and I didn't catch whether or not I can't remember if it said he was involved with the Masons at some point, but he just broke in and was like looking around for crap to steal.
That sounds more like it.
If he knew where he was going.
Didn't you say in your article that he happened to know someone?
No, he said he acted like he knew the guy who had stolen the stuff, and he was willing to negotiate for the return.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
For meth.
That's
what it came all around to.
7 grams.
Comes full circle.
Just like the Will Smith movie. What's that? 7 pounds.
Oh, 7 pounds.
7 pounds.
I was like, wait. Okay, yes. All right.
That was 7 pounds of
Synapses were
organs,
firing. I'm trying to work it out.
Yep, my brain made the connection a little bit differently than everybody else, but there was still a connection.
I'm on the metric system.
Jeez, let's go ahead and get to our next story here.
Okay, people are drinking cockroach milk, and it tastes the same as stuff from cows.
Can you milk a cockroach?
You can milk anything with nipples.
I feel like the process of making cockroach milk would be the same as you making almond milk, where you just grind them down to like a really fine powder, and then make.
No, you never seen someone milk an almond?
Where are the nipples on an almond? Show me where those nipples are. It says that it tastes just like cow's milk.
That's what it's selling me. That's what it's saying here.
How come mine doesn't taste like cow's milk?
Last time we tried to milk you last week, it just didn't taste like that at all.
Completely ruined that bowl of Frosted Flakes. All right, go ahead. Read the story. Jeez.
This was a male cockroach.
Never mind.
You can tell by the penis.
The anatomy's a little different. Okay, it says all the milks require farming. Goat's milk is obvious, such as from sources of coconuts and rice, etc.
What? Hold on.
They're making a comparison to other milks. I'm sorry.
Goat's milk you get from
Just like
coconuts.
goat's milk, sources of rice and coconuts. I was like, are the coconuts getting us the lowdown of the story?
Let me clarify this. They're trying to say this is a little more expensive process doing these.
I would assume, yeah.
But with cockroaches, the milk is derived from what they call cockroach crystals. It's a part of the insect found in its gut. According to scientists, these crystals are like a complete food, rich in amino acids and protein. So, I mean, it sounds like...
delicious.
It sounds delicious. A little chocolate milk in there, you'd be good.
I want
I
to
need
get
to get chocolate milk out of cockroaches. That's what I want.
that in that time you just grind up the entire cockroach at that point for the color.
That's me.
Now, it says milk sourced from Australian Pacific cockroaches is said to contain dietary sequences with all other essential amino acids, proteins, fats, sugars, etc. Just like regular dairy milk. But some cockroaches lay eggs. There's one species, I can't pronounce it, but it gives birth to the young and feeds them the milk that they produce.
Dip.
Try it again.
Good try there.
Hold on, I gotta keep looking at.
He got the first three letters.
Diplo.
Bacteria?
Diploptera puncata.
The pterodactyl. Keep going, Tim.
Anyway,
Man.
it made a funny comment here. Let's see. It said it's not just the case of attaching a machine to udders and massaging the teats, but the only way...
Have they tried, though? That's the
failed.
key. Have they tried and failed or just forgot it
See,
altogether?
the problem is you get that suction on them little suckers. So you put it on the cockroach, it's just too much force, and it sucks.
It just sucks the cockroach in.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Much
Back
like
to the drawing
in
board.
the end of
Get it
Alien
all.
3 when they put the hole inside the spaceship and the alien was sucked through the small hole in the wall. It's very similar.
But anyway, this might be an option in about 100 years. Till they perfect those, udder sucking.
Man, that's the same
teeth
answer
machines.
for California's next big earthquake. It could be
How much
100
are
years,
these guys
could be
getting
1,000
paid?
years. I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is I'm going to be sucking on a cockroach teeth. That's all I know. The answer to humans' problems. Cockroach nipples.
So get ready.
Get ready. You heard it first here on the finest news source in the U.S., Laughs and Traps.
You could take that to the bank.
You can take that to the bank, right? If you drop off that restraining order
Drop all charges.
and file up, and you can drop off that hate mail for us right in the mail slot and get it right on over to us. We're always happy to read.
We're on to the beer. Jason said round robin.
Yeah, but
Jared
Tim
wrote it up.
We've just been really good with the story, so
Now our listeners will be confused.
totally.
So they're like, wait a minute.
By the beginning of the episode.
How did we get from Tim to Jared?
It's all about the segues this episode. All about them segues.
Man killed by speeding car that woman drove onto Sanford baseball field.
You're out.
I think I heard about this.
For all the
I heard about
baseball I love it. A West Newfield man died Friday night after being hit by a car that a woman drove onto a Sanford baseball field before speeding through a gate the man was trying to close. I just visualize it, and he's just like
It's like an
unaware.
80s.
He's got headphones on and just unaware, trying to just shut up.
Your big promotion's coming, Tommy. And he's listening to what's that? Who's that band that does that? Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. And he's like closing the gate.
I was thinking of the final countdown.
She finally said yes to our marriage proposal. Everything's turning up, Tommy. Oh God.
Oh, you read my mind. That's wonderful. Oh, shoot. Okay. The station said the driver of the car, 51-year-old Carol Sharrow of Sanford, was arrested Friday night and charged with manslaughter in the death of Douglas Parkhurst, 68. The man died at a local hospital.
How old was she?
She was 51.
What I needed. No, never mind.
No, I want to hear it.
No.
I want to hear it.
That joke ain't being made. That joke ain't being made.
And as soon as I hear it, Sanford, I'm just like, I'm coming, Elizabeth. Just boom, just dead.
It's like an 80s movie, though. It's like an 80s like kids movie. It's like the kids are being chased because they stole something from this old lady.
Like Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
No,
Kinda
more
80s?
like I'm thinking more like Sandlot.
Yes, that was exactly.
He said a bunch of kids stole some 80s. That's the first movie that came to my head.
Pooh Bear. No, I was thinking more like Sandlot, where he's like running away from the dog at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Something similar, but like an old lady driving. And because it's always like the car drives across like through like 5 birthdays and then like across the field, across the
in the
football field. Yeah.
kind of stuff.
So this is just the harsh reality of all the 80s movies that we love, is that unfortunately people
All coming back to me.
So apparently this happened in Portland. Police told the Portland TV station that there were 200 to 300 people in the stands at Goodall Park when the woman drove onto the field, narrowly missing players and coaches. Witnesses to the incident...
Not nearly missing, she killed someone.
Well, he wasn't a player coach. It's not important.
He's Tommy, the gate closer.
Witnesses to the incident posted in a Sanford community Facebook group that the man was trying to close the gate when he was hit. This gets me every time. Video posted by a witness shows a maroon sedan speeding clockwise around the bases while people run from the field and children in the stands.
That is Sandlot, the director's version.
The director's cut. All I can hear, for some reason, I see this guy walking up to this gate, and it's like, one of those scenes where he's in focus, but everything else is out of focus.
Exactly.
And you can see in a distance, you see the car coming, and you can hear, you hear "Hot for Teacher" playing in the, like in the distance, it's slowly getting louder.
And he strangely looks up like, you don't know where it's coming from.
Got a bed,
Oh my god!
Now I'm just imagining the Sandlot. Instead of a dog, it's just a place with a car.
It's really, essentially, this is what's happening right now.
It's basically the same thing.
Oh gosh.
Gosh, this is like Fast and Furious meets Angels in the Outfield.
I'd watch that movie. Hollywood, get $100 million and get on it.
Get on it.
I want to see this. I saw the car pull out of the gate right over there, and this guy had some kids with him, he said. That's not funny. After the car got off the field, the driver came to the gate, and the older guy pushed the kids right out of the way. He took the hit for the kids. Okay, now I feel really terrible.
No, I still think if I die, I want people to laugh about it. And I will live by that standard. This dude is a hero, straight up.
Yeah, he really was.
But you know what? You're bringing one last bit of joy into this world, and it's from us chuckling at this. And you know what? If whatever afterlife you believe in, whenever he shows up, and if I happen to be wherever he is, I'll take a punch square in the mouth, but he'll still be a hero to me regardless.
Sanford Little League officials posted on Facebook that all players who saw the incident were physically unharmed. We want to share our heartfelt gratitude that physically all of our players from Babe Ruth and Little League are safe, and our deep sorrow to the family of the brave man that gave his life tonight protecting others. Little League officials said 2 of the teams that witnessed the incidents are scheduled to play a doubleheader Saturday morning at LL Park. They encourage community members and players from other teams to come to the game with jerseys on to support the 8, 9, and 10-year-old players.
So they don't know why. They don't know why she was driving around the.
Not yet. We're
at this
how
next,
she got in there for
at
one.
this next double
well,
header.
she busted through the gate and ran over the guy.
No, but I thought she was in the field, busting through the gate, getting out. Or did she bust through the gate to get in?
She was trying to watch the game, apparently.
She was running the bases. She was running the bases.
No, did she run over the guy as she was leaving the field, or she hit him to get in?
She was going to get in.
Oh, gotcha.
And then did a drift around
See,
the base.
this whole time I was thinking she was already peeling out and was like, oh, I better make my getaway, and bam,
Quick, close the gate, keep her in.
She was doing a home run with her car, basically.
Yeah.
Did it say the gatekeeper was Christopher Lloyd off of the other movie, The Angels in the outfield.
I didn't see that car coming up on me. No, but that's
Great Scott!
yeah. Great Scott, you slept with your own mother. Back to the Future. I was thinking that Futurama. Remember when they do that Back to the Future and Fry like dates his grandma or whatever?
Yes.
I know
And
that
ends up
one.
sleeping with her, and turns out he's his own grandpa.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh,
That was a
man.
good episode.
No,
Okay.
but that's super. That bums out, man. Way to, God. The only phrase I can think of is take one for the team. But no,
Wow.
this guy straight up is
Found
a hero.
our
and-
title for the episode.
Oh my god. Take one for the team. Oh my
No,
gosh.
man, I hope the next doubleheader they open up the game by playing like a really slow acapella version of Hot for Teacher. I got it bad, got it bad, got it bad.
I guess to answer your question, Ethan, is that the police basically are still looking into it, still doing an investigation. So no further information is available at this time.
Well,
But we do know one thing, like you said, is that the guy was legitimate.
yeah,
A
an
hero
actual
for saving those
legit
kids.
hero. So yeah,
The word gets thrown around a lot, but this guy,
yeah.
for real.
When you actually jump in front of a speeding car
For children.
for children, I think that is probably the one of two. So one is like be able to lift a car over your head. The other one is take a car or bullet hit for kids. So since you did that, man, right up there, Captain America.
I think a moment of silence is needed.
Moving
All right,
on. to our
that's
next-
enough of that. I'm glad we all have the same idea. I'll see you in hell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, we're gonna have freaking labeled seats. It's just like gold-plated seats with our names on it by the end of this
Have a
episode.
card with rewards on it.
We're just gonna show up and it's just gonna be valet. It's gonna be like
This way to your seat, sir.
you're not even gonna be tortured. You're going to be torturing others.
I've got a special job for you.
This guy's making us all look bad. He's torturing twice as fast. Oh God! All right. Jeez. All right. So let's go into our first beer of the night tonight. What do we have?
This one is from Three Floyds, which is a company that we've had some probably more than one of their beers, I think.
Yeah, I feel like one or two for sure.
They're out of Munster, Indiana, which is up by Chicago. This one's called Yum Yum. It's an American session ale. Now
good.
Little summary of it, their little description of it on their website says, "Welcome to Flavor Country. This pale ale has just the right malt backbone to support an explosive, juicy hop profile derived from a new blend of proprietary hops, of which they don't mention what they are. We hope you'll enjoy it. Cheers."
Must be a secret recipe.
Like I said, it's American Session Ale, 5.5% alcohol, IBU of 63.
Yeah. It's definitely bitter, but it ain't.
Or 90% was.
Yeah. I mean, it's not enough to like blow your face off like the other one was. It's not bad. I definitely like get that fruity kind of flavor off the bat.
Very drinkable.
Yeah, it is drinkable. It's still not my
Really?
like go to, I mean, like I said, it's good. It's just it's the end. The end taste is just that's
Bitter.
the bitter. And
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a situation where it's like that other one we tried. What was it? Overlord?
Yeah, Tin Man
Tin
Overlord.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Tin
I mean,
Man.
so when you create something, and it's just one of those things where it's like I feel like you're just hiding bad ingredients behind the fact that it's like it's just disgusting, and you're making it like I'm gonna make this as bitter and as ridiculous as possible, and the only people that are gonna like this are people who do things ironically. And this is something where it's like the taste, it definitely has flavor. You can definitely pick it apart. It's not just like skunk, like pure skunk. But I mean, it's got a good aroma, and it's got
Fruity on the front side. I feel
definitely
like.
fruit on the
Yeah.
front side.
I like in this one too, a rolling hill you kind of gradually go down.
Mm-hmm.
Where the other one, the Tin Man, was like
Being pushed off a
Initially-
cliff.
it's like a drop off and just
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely this is
It's better. It's a lot
Yeah,
better.
it's a lot better. Still not my cup of tea, but
I've always thought as a session pale ale, whether it be American or I know Europe has a lot of session pale ales, but it's a way to get started before you try an IPA.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way, like I said, it's less bitter. It's plenty of fruity taste. It's just not going to hit you as hard as a regular IPA in general.
Yeah.
Which is why it's not
Well,
disgusting.
the thing is like I've had a few IPAs that were less intense than this.
Yeah, I will say this is a bit stronger than Session Pale.
'Cause we've had a session before, and I don't remember it tasting quite as poppy.
Right.
But I mean, it's definitely a good mix. Even like drinking, going back and letting it kind of aerate a bit for, like I said, it definitely has that. It's a good mix. It has that fruity front end, and of course, the bitter like back end is lessened the more you drink it. So I mean, it is a very drinkable.
I think if you didn't like IPAs, you could drink that, no problem.
Maybe. But like you're saying, that's a bit stronger
Yeah.
than a session that we're used to. I forgot the name though. The one that we had really beautiful art. It was a can that we had. We'd have to go back to our list, but I think you picked that one out, Ethan, and that was really good. It was super smooth, very fruity and low on bitter.
Of course, I prefer anytime when you get something super hoppy, having the fruit flavors in there definitely help.
Sure.
Citrusy.
Yeah, that's the citrus, the spice kind of stuff. What is it?
East Coast.
East Coast.
Yeah, IPAs are just
It's more earthy. Yeah, no, it's not good at all. I mean, I was recently at a liquor store, the Keg in Clarksville, Indiana, and he said that when I get an IPA in, I want to have it, not longer than 2 weeks, because then the hops start to go bad. So I've never heard that anywhere else, by anyone else. So, but it kind of makes sense because I've had IPAs at different times, and they do taste different. I could have the same one, 1 week and then go back, no matter who makes it. It's just all about the timing, apparently. So I don't know if this was past 2 weeks and the hops starting to go bad, or if it's the quality of ingredients that you might get for your hops. I'm not exactly sure, but that's just what I was told when I went to go pick up some IPAs a couple of weeks ago.
And they're different kind of hops too. I mean, where they're harvested from.
It's Russian. Yeah, I mean it's Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Really, when it comes to IPAs, all the time, and anything dealing with hops in general.
So, what would you guys give this a rating? 1 out of 5.
I don't know, a 3. I'd give it a 3. It wasn't a bad beer. It just wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, it's not a go-to for us. It's not like
I'd give it about a 3 as well.
3. I got 3.5. And then you?
Yeah, 3.
3.
Point.
Well, let's see who does it faster.
3.25.
3.12.
Gotcha.
So. Yeah, so that's I don't know, 3.25 if you can swing it on there. That's probably the best.
So we do have a hoppy flavor profile. It is on the lighter side. I thought it was smooth.
Yeah.
Definitely fruity. Not sweet though. Not sweet, particularly sweet. Fruity, yes.
Yeah, fruity,
but
yeah.
Sweet,
okay, yeah.
no, not so much.
No, yeah, no.
The hops were more overpowering to try and balance out sweetness, but I think they went a little bit too far.
CC.
So sounds good. And once again, you can find all of our beers that we've covered on Untapped. You can find us what Laughs and Drafts, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yep, so you can see all the beers that we've reviewed and see where we rank those. So we're going to go ahead and get back into our list of stories. This one is from clickondetroit.com. So we know the magical land of Detroit There's nay a place as beautiful as Detroit. Headline reads, Michigan man was tired of arguing with his wife over kitty litter, so he set her on fire.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
David John Garnett tells police he poured gasoline on wife, set her on fire. A Michigan man came clean to investigators about what happened inside his home on Grange Hall Road in Hawley this past winter. David John Garnett, 55, set his wife on fire after fighting over money and who would clean the kitty litter box. He described the attack to the police. I'm so sick of her not taking care of that cat that we have, Garnett told police. She'll leave it and go to work because all she thinks about is going to work. Garnett described to police investigators how he went out to the shed, got a can of gasoline, and started squirting it in the hallway of the home. Not enough to do any damage. Just thought I would scare her, he said. The couple had been married for 12 years, and Garnett was pouring gasoline in their home and on his wife for revenge. She was against the back wall, standing there, I don't know, trying to get away from me. There's no way to get away from me, he said. Detective Scott Passini, an arson investigator from the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, said the woman was confused. She didn't know whether to call police or the fire department, and he lit her on fire. He poured gas on her clothing, lit her on fire, said Passini. I like how he lit her on fire. He poured gas on her, and it's like they just kept recording, and he didn't know what to say. They lit her on fire, and what he had done was he had lit her, and he got gas on her, lit her on fire. Garnett told the police that at that point he had realized what he had done. I turned on the cold water in the bathroom right around the door and just kept throwing 24-ounce glasses of water wherever I saw fire to put it out. Passini said the woman ended up getting out of the home through the bedroom window. She rolled out into the snow. She did the good old stop, drop, and roll. Went to the neighbor's house and eventually called 911, said Passini. Garnett appeared handcuffed in his walker outside the county courtroom earlier this year.
Very nice.
I still can't believe I did it myself. I don't know what else to say. I'll make it up to her. Things got out of hand.
I'll make it up to her.
I'll change the lyric next time.
She'll be all right.
Garnett was sentenced to 135 months to 50 years in prison for one count of assault with intent to murder and one count of arson. His wife was severely burned. Just 135 months to 50 years.
Oh. Okay.
She did not attend the husband's sentencing and has since checked herself into a mental treatment facility.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's really bad. So the way I'm imagining him psyching himself up to do this is kind of like a South Park episode where they kind of just smell cat piss and get real high. So he takes, let's say he has the clump, like the fresh step, and he gets the clump. He takes the clump, puts it in a Ziploc bag, just kind of closes it, and just like he's huffing paint. Then he turns on Kings of Leon, Sex is on Fire, and he's like, yeah! Comes in right through the door and just, whoo.
I don't know. It feels like if you're gonna just hit somebody, just hit somebody.
Yep.
There's so many extra steps of just walking out, unlocking the shed, grabbing a gas can, making sure it is.
That's
gas,
why it's
not
like
kerosene.
his whole I still can't believe it. I did it myself, and it's like, well, you with your walker, you walked out, you got gas, you brought it back in, you dumped gas in the hallway, you went up to your wife, dumped gas on her, continued to do it, and then lit her on fire. And then it's like, how did this happen? I don't know how this happened.
I would say that's
Things just got out of hand.
I would say that's premeditated, sir.
Yeah.
It's a lot of thought.
It takes you at least 15 minutes to walk from here to the shed. You had a lot to think about during that time. Oh, Garnett.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. There's a lot. I'm surprised just like their house wasn't already on fire because, I mean, Detroit, just everything just like at least smoldering.
Or abandoned.
Yeah, or
abandoned. It looks like a jungle.
No, that's
that
no.
house.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm confusing it with Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
About the same.
That place.
Yeah.
I don't know. They look pretty similar. That
place looks like downtown.
One has much more fire. Gary does look like a war zone. I will give you that. It does look like urban warfare has been going on for just decades.
Yeah, it does.
Detroit though, I think at least they got a really good music scene, really good industrial scene.
A lot of cause.
Too bad you have to risk your life to go take a listen to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the spirit of industrial. All nitty-gritty, dark electronica.
I mean, you do realize that Detroit basically is where if the DC universe was real, Batman would take care of Detroit, right? You do know that.
I thought it was Chicago. I thought
No,
he'd
that's
take care of
Superman. Chicago.
I thought Superman was in New York.
No.
Oh, my whole life's been a lie.
No, Metropolis.
That's what I mean, is that Metropolis, they compared it to Chicago, and then Batman was
you're right.
Detroit.
Right.
They're pretty close, but not
But is it
super close.
So, like, Superman, Metropolis was actually supposed to be a Chicago-style city.
Yeah,
I just assumed they were all supposed to be New York City. I'm not going to lie.
that's...
I mean, I
I didn't make my own assumption. That's what I was told.
Well, I mean...
No, and that's fine. I didn't
I'm
know that
taking
you
your word
actually
for
read
it.
that somewhere.
My Batman knowledge is purely contained to the New 52 Scott Snyder stuff. And that's all I know.
That's been changed like 2 times already.
2 billion
They're
times.
like reborn.
All right. This one I've been excited to read. We all, we've been worried about it. We've been concerned. But Hitler does not live on the moon. Or he's not alive on the moon.
Okay.
Okay,
He
so
could-
he could be buried.
But
He
there
could be-
still is the Fourth Reich coming.
But the study, that's what the study
I'm
confirmed.
hoping.
What?
No, wait, no, I'm not.
So after completing what they say is the first examination of Adolf Hitler's remains since World War II, a team of researchers has announced that the Nazi leader most definitely died in Berlin and therefore cannot possibly still be alive on the moon as we all thought.
My world is shattered.
The study was no easy feat. Over the past 73 years, Hitler's presumed corpse has been set on fire, secretly buried, dug up by the Soviets, hidden by the KGB, and finally ordered destroyed. Hitler,
Who cares about Hitler this much?
Hitler's
And
person,
the flat earthers.
Oh,
meanwhile,
I guess so.
has appeared in the fantasies of all manner of conspiracy theorists who insist his body is a fake. So last year, a team of French researchers persuaded the Russian government to let them inspect the last two bits of Hitler known to exist: a bullet-shot chunk of skull and a set of frankly disgusting teeth. They compared these fragments to war-era autopsy records and concluded that, yep, these are definitely Hitler's teeth. There is no possible doubt. Our study proves that Hitler died in 1945.
I want those
Co-author Philippe Charlier told something French after the paper published Friday in the European Journal of Internal Medicine. He did not flee to Argentina in a submarine, Charlier continued. He is not in a hidden base in Antarctica or on the dark side of the moon, as we all thought.
That sounds like what Hitler wants us to think.
Let's see.
Who wrote this?
I won't read. This is a long article. I won't.
It just cuts to Hitler on the keyboard. Oh man, I love this.
This is an insanely long article, so I won't read all of it. Let me see.
Long story short,
The professor is by no means the first researcher to try to debunk claims that Hitler survived past World War II, which have persisted for decades despite the derision of nearly all mainstream historians. But just in case Charlier is right and his study really does mark the end of Hitler's of survival fiction, we have memorized the genre for the sake of posterity. And then, let's see. Then they present all the... They say we present below the many lives and deaths of Adolf Hitler in descending order of plausibility, and then there's all these theories about what possibly could have happened to him.
What
I don't know. I want to hear those.
I'll go over the titles. I
Yeah,
won't
just
read
the
them
titles.
all. Okay,
Just the
one,
titles.
All right.
Hitler died heroically in battle.
Heroically?
No.
Yeah,
No.
once again, Hitler behind the keyboard.
2,
Heroically in the battle.
Hitler lived. 3, Hitler's great submarine escape, where he apparently went to Argentina or something like
a
that.
Dr. Seuss book.
4, the tropical adventures of Adolf Schodelmeyer and friends.
What?
And friends.
Are these all like sitcom
Assemble.
pitches?
5, Hitler escaped to a secret Antarctic base, but don't worry, we nuked it. And 6,
Who nuked it?
6.
Wait.
This is the title, and then the
body attacks.
The body, yeah. It says Moon Hitler, he's watching.
That is literally the
always watching.
What was funny about that?
No.
You mentioned
Always
several ways he was killed, and then it said, "Then we destroyed him."
Right.
What I don't understand is, first off, still, like with the corpse of Hitler, and it's like, I get it, whatever, like he's dead, you find his body. Like, why does everybody why go through all those motions of like, they burned it, they buried it, they burned it, it was sodomized by dogs, they burned it, and then this Russian government is secretly hiding it. And it's like,
probably because none of that even happened.
Yeah,
and they're like, we totally destroyed it. I'll tell you the process, and then it's still there.
I'm sorry, could
it's
you
just
read?
like buried someplace, and they just took little bits from him, and they're like, that's Hitler. I don't know.
I'm sorry, could you go through the headlines one more time?
Okay.
Sorry.
Number one,
Hold on.
he died heroically in
Hitler
battle.
died heroically in battle.
Number
That's how he
two,
died.
Hitler lived.
number three,
Hitler's great submarine escape.
4.
The tropical adventures of Adolf Hitler.
All right, stop.
Adolf.
Okay. That's the one I wanted to hear because
I
I
love that
couldn't
book.
Okay.
remember.
So
Is he on?
Friends.
So
Und
is that?
Friends.
and friends.
And, no. That's the part that
So
I.
it's Hitler and the Globetrotters.
No, yes, Hitler, the Globetrotters. You got Tupac and Biggie, and then you got Elvis Presley there, all on the same island.
Yep. Kurt Cobain.
But don't worry, we nuked him.
That's the one I'm gonna have to look up myself.
We
I
can't
wanna
have
know
that
more
kind of
about that.
super group running around. We can't.
They said, like all the best conspiracy theories, the story of Hitler's retirement in South America intersects with just enough reality to make it vaguely plausible without being so tied down to facts that it risks being disproved. So it's bull crap,
Yes, of course.
and it's pretty lengthy.
Is that-
like it,
Is that what the Russians found when they drilled? Is that what they were in the Arctic, where they heard the sounds of hell?
Screaming?
Yeah,
it's just Hitler.
just Hitler. He's living
Oh my god.
underneath the surface
Okay,
in
okay.
Antarctic.
That was a long time ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that
Yeah,
was,
that was
several
several
years
years ago.
ago.
That's like what, early
man.
90s or something, late 80s?
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that.
This was a while back.
I remember listening.
Back when they made auto-tune for what it was
Crazy.
supposed to be used for.
What was the island that supposedly he had a secret base where he was
That would be on the moon.
the special
Nope.
soldiers who were the name of the movie was called Shockwaves. You remember that?
No, you have to enlighten
He had
me.
an elite soldiers that were actually they died, but he brought them back to life, and they were living. I don't know how they're. I can't remember. the
Well,
whole
it sounds like we need to watch this movie.
Yeah, it was.
Looking here on IMDb, Shockwaves. I don't know if this is what you're talking about. This is from 1977.
That's it.
Visitors to a remote island discover that a reclusive Nazi commandant has been breeding a group of zombie soldiers. Oh
So this
my
is where it all began.
goodness. This is where the conspiracy starts. Zombies on an island, Nazi zombies, yes. I
And
found it.
Call
This is
of-
where they got their theories
And
from.
Call of Duty,
Check it out.
from that point on, the franchise was just complete.
EA, looking at you.
EA Sports.
It's not Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Oh, Activision. Sorry, we'll cut that
EA
part out.
Activision.
You filthy
It's in
savage.
the game.
Treyarch.
All right,
Sledgehammer.
all right. Let's get into the next story here. Y'all talking about Black Punishers.
I can't remember.
Just shut up and can read the story.
I don't have one yet.
Timothy.
I had to look up.
I
He just read.
Okay,
read
we're
the
going to talk
Hitler
about
one.
a mutant creature with a pig head and human hands found in lake. First glance, the floating mass looks like a dead pig, rather. However, on closer inspection, it appears to have a human-like hands and straight tail. The bizarre video went viral after it posted on YouTube channel and was shared with more than 2,000 times since Tuesday. The person filming sounds uneasy as he approaches the creatures and said, "What is the hell is that?"
What? What is the hell is this?
That is the hell.
He's German.
No, I guarantee it was someone from just like up in like the Northeast. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. What in the hell and what is that?
Hey, I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
You're looking at me? Hey. It's not clear exactly where or when the animal was found. However, it is believed to be in the United States. A clip titled
somewhere in that in that United
Yeah,
States region.
Do you realize that the United States is bigger than the moon?
10,000-mile
They
radius.
found it next to Sasquatch.
The clip titled, "Can you identify this dead creature found in a lake and pig head with human hands?"
Man, that just rolls right off the tongue.
It does, don't it?
Can you identify this pig creature found in lake, dead human hands?
Oh, there's a picture. What do you think?
Oh, wow.
Well,
That
let me see
is
it.
incredible.
Very odd.
It's probably another taxidermy field day, but
It could be.
That
Those
is
are my-
interesting to say the least, honestly.
oh boy, that is one scary meatball. God dang.
Wow.
Yeah, you should definitely post that on the Instagram because I think. I mean, did they pull out of the water or they just like look at it? I would have at least tried to flip it over.
Well, let me read.
Yeah.
I want to see those hands. Let me see them fingers.
It says the feet. One viewer said the feet and legs are defo, a dog.
Or defo, a dog. Like, definitely.
Definitely.
Oh, that's why I'm saying it definitely. Okay. I'd say it's a decomposing, bloated up dog. Another added a pig's nose, a dog's tail, and hands with fingers. Looks like some kind of escaped experiment.
Pigman.
Man bear pig.
I just feel like our money can, like, if we actually have like underground covert experiences or experiments. Jesus Christ. Every word from that sentence was like a mistake. No, but if we were actually having underground covert experiments that are going on, like, actually,
You're doing it exactly right. Keep doing what you're doing.
But what are you figuring
Release a
out
failed
by
one every
this?
now and again.
We'll
Keep
get
the-
this right.
Keep the simpletons talking.
I just don't understand like what this accomplishes. It's just like, yep, John, we made another freak of nature. Good job.
Isn't it?
I'll see you at TGI Fridays.
Isn't science just because we can?
Sure.
I feel like a lot of experiments are like, why'd you do it? It's like, I don't know, because I can.
Well, I mean, but it's
It
still,
hasn't been done yet. So
I just
Yeah, this.
like give us superpowers or work on something. Like, maybe just pig powers. Maybe it's pig powers. That's,
Pig sense.
Pig sense. What are your special abilities? I know when I'm about to be killed.
For some reason, I had the urge to put an apple in my mouth and just let it sit there. I don't know why. I don't even eat it. I just put it in my mouth for an hour and throw it away.
all pigs do that.
It's also this weird thing where everybody thinks I'm really dirty, but actually I'm just a very clean person.
So that was all that story. There was no further information on that.
Oh my gosh.
All a mystery.
It's Pigman. He was a mild mannered man until he was bitten by a radioactive pig, and now he's Pigman.
Now he's dead.
Send me that picture, though. We
Turns
need to
out
put that.
Pigman can't swim.
Yeah, you need to send me that picture, though, so we can put that on our Instagram and have the people decide what that thing is.
Oh gosh.
All right, we got one here from Daily Star Sunday. Bloke has shower head removed from rectum after slipping in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. That's what we call Sundays.
A man suffered a horrific mishap in the bathroom when he had the shower head inserted in his rectum.
Horrific. We'll leave that up to for the each person on his own to decide what's horrific and what's a good time.
Doctors were suspicious of the 26-year-old's explanation and suspect the object was placed there for autoerotic purposes. He managed to detach the rest of the shower head and make his way to the Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital in New Delhi, India.
What I really want to know, so you got the shower head inserted inside. Obviously, it says that he got the shower head off, right?
Yep.
How did it happen again?
We don't know. It just said that he got the shower head off. The doctors guess that was for autoerotic.
I love it because you could just see it like it's stuck inside his butt. Those things twist on and off, so he had to be like spinning around. Because I don't think you're going to be spinning that thing inside of you. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, he took it up. I thought it was one of those ones that, you know, you can just buy and take and detach and then use to clean, rinse yourself. But it looks like he ripped it off completely out.
He's doing handstands and something wrong.
They said I'd never join the circus. Well, I'll show 'em.
Oh my gosh. The man's case was subject to a report in the British Medical Journal, which
Welcome to the British Medical Journal. He got a shower head in his butt.
Oh my gosh. Although he appeared to be in good health and was not bleeding, x-rays clearly showed the shower head was 6 inches inside his body.
Gosh.
According to the BMJ report, after the man was under general anesthetic, the surgeons used a technique of mental anal stretching before reaching in and pulling out the item.
That's where you look at him in the eye and you're like, open that butthole. Open that butthole. And you just stare at him in the eye and you let him know that he needs to know he needs to open it up.
So you're telling that to him and you hear like clink, 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 and it just falls out.
The mental anal stretching is a success.
The man recovered well and was discharged 48 hours later. According to the Daily Mail, the report read, history is often ambiguous and incomplete due to a high level of embarrassment and social stigma attached to the condition. The same was seen in our case.
So here's his name and address.
Though the patient reported accidental insertion of the shower head and denied voluntary insertion, there is a high suspicion of voluntary insertion for autoerotic purposes.
Well, that's the thing. Is just like,
Oh, God. I just saw a squeefle. Oh, jeez. He's
how's
popping
he
up
doing?
everywhere.
How's he doing? How's he living?
Why don't you take a look and see how he's...
Whoa! Hey, Squeakle.
That's what I got to see.
He's so happy. He's so happy with his little straw hat
Oh, my
on.
Lord.
And he's got an actual hat on his head, too.
He does. That little toboggan, he took our advice.
Took our advice.
That's... I don't know. I don't know if you can get that far enough without doing it voluntary. That's
I just don't. Yeah, I mean, you would think. I don't know. You're definitely not going to slip and fall in this thing because, I mean, those even ones that like you detach and you can spray your back or whatever, which doesn't make any sense because you could always just turn around in the shower. But
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I don't never take my eyes off my shower head. Never. I'm gonna watch that hole where the water's coming from. I mean, you ain't getting a quick one on me.
I mean,
and all of a sudden, boom, you slip.
Looks more like
6 inches
the
in
hilt
your
of
butt.
a lightsaber than it does the shower.
It does.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to see. I was like, it looks more like,
like that. Think of like a toy lightsaber just all the way up in there.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got lips that grip.
Lips that grip. Open that butthole. Open that butthole.
Mental butthole stretching.
I have no idea. We need to look up what that is because I am.
I want to know how that's done.
Yeah, let's
hold on.
Just look that up real quick. Listeners, we're going on an adventure right now. We're going to learn a little bit about mental anal stretching.
Take a look. It's in a book. It's reading Rainbow.
Mental anal stretching is good, but don't take my word for it.
I picture him soaping up and listening to that song, It's Raining Men.
You just hear screams in the distance.
Oh, man.
I don't even understand that song. Is just so terrible. There's absolutely nothing appealing about that. Even if it was like it was raining women. Like, if that's the case, then they're just corpses everywhere. You're just watching like
bloody sidewalks.
Yeah, that's horrifying. Unless you're a necrophiliac, I guess that's your jam.
All it's above 80 degrees.
What? What? I look over and he's smiling so big his eyes disappeared. He's so happy with that comment.
The guy he used to work with used to say that. He's like, hey man, as long as they're above 82 degrees.
What?
They're bendable.
Are you safe now? Do you need help?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Watch your butt. An unusual shortcut to full mind-body relaxation. Over the past few years, I've become well acquainted with my inner butthole. I don't mean the metaphorical part of my psyche, that's a jerk. I mean my literal, physical, anatomical butt. I've been observing how the state of my rear affects my communication, sex, mood, and life. Let's start with the basics. All right, we're going on a journey. Here we go. We subconsciously clench our muscles as an attempt to gain control over our situations. When we see someone whose shoulders are permanently hiked up, we can make the educated guess that their mind is stressed. Same goes for when we see someone repeatedly clenching their hands. Mental stress and physical tension are covariant. An increase in either typically increases the other. When we feel overwhelmed, clenching muscles gives a false sense of control because of the feeling of exertion. The hardest part about learning to ride a bike as a child isn't balance. It's learning to not clench our bodies against the prospect of falling. We all know that the more we can stay relaxed physically, the more we can handle mentally. The anal sphincters get clenched most often unconsciously because they are hidden from view. They are also one of the most important muscle groups to keep relaxed. The anal muscles are like the master valve for sensation in your body.
I feel like you need to keep it close, or else the poo just comes right out.
Like, slam it shut.
Yeah, it's just...
When I started paying attention to my rear, I realized I clench my butt every few minutes. Just about anything uncomfortable caused it to contract. Emotional dismay, irritation, annoyance, judgment, embarrassment, intellectualizing, trying to figure out how problems or organize convoluted information. The only good times to clench our rear sphincter is 1, to hold an excrement. There you go, Jason. Number 2 is to prevent something unwanted from entering. Any other times we clench, we are reducing circulation and reducing the flow and sensation. All right, well, Jason, stop and receive him.
Open that butthole.
Apparently.
I've already heard enough of this.
Yeah, I'm bored.
But it kind of, what he's saying makes sense, I guess, just to the phrase for the relax. Because it's a stressful situation to have something stuck. Other than what he was doing was voluntarily, most likely, putting it into his rectum. But then when it went too far into his body,
being raped in prison is it's supposed to be stressful. It's not supposed to be like fun and relaxing. I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want.
Wait, wouldn't it be great if he was an ex-convict? He was like,
I don't know. I got into the game and now I can't get out.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't go back to normal sex.
I mean, whatever tickles your pickle, man. I'll support you on whatever you want to do. Just, I ain't going to do it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you, listeners, for going on that journey for how to relax your butthole.
So,
That was a dark journey.
let's all take a moment, open up our buttholes, and let's get into the last beer of the night.
Oh, I clenched.
Oh, you clenched. So let's go ahead and take a moment. Look at me. Look at my eyes. Open that butthole. There you go.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All right, go. Let's get into our last beer of the night. And for the last beer, we have
Sticky Toffee Pudding Ale by Wells Brewery, out of the UK. Tried to find their website. As far as what I could find, they didn't have one, but I did on Beer Advocate. They did have a little bit of they did have a section on this particular beer. So, it is a English brown ale, 5% alcohol. It's a seasonal. It's only available in the fall. Thank God, supposedly.
lies.
Two of the things Britain is renowned for across the globe are traditional ale
and traditional ale
puddings. Following the success of Wells Banana Bread beer comes the latest addition to the exquisitely crafted Wells Ales range, Wells Sticky Toffee Pudding Ale. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So what do you all think? I mean, it's definitely it's definitely a very dark ale. I don't know, like the initial taste, I really don't get anything on the initial taste. But like as soon as that initial taste passes, you get it's toffee.
Yeah.
It's just toffee. That's and
Ethan's right though. I do the second or third drink, it goes down a little smoother. The first one,
they say it's brewed with our own accredited natural mineral water and the choicest English ingredients. Using traditional British desserts as our source of inspiration, we discovered that the natural, rich flavors of sticky toffee pudding could be exquisitely combined with darker malts to create a truly distinctive ale. With toffee and caramel hints and rich fruit aromas, sticky toffee pudding ale is an intensely satisfying beer.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I would say that is definitely a fall beer, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Complete lies that it's only available during the fall time, because it's not fall time, and I got it.
But, I mean, it's what's left over.
It's left over from last year.
I mean, it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely a very unique beer. Of course, that aroma is definitely just toffee. Like,
It's almost too much.
Everything is just
too,
toffee.
The toffee is overwhelming.
Well, I mean, yeah. I guess.
It is what it says it is.
Yeah.
Well,
it's pretty good to me.
Yeah, I personally enjoy it.
Give it a 3.5.
Yeah, I'd say give it a 3.5. That would be.
It's got on Beer Advocate. It's got a 3.43. So it seems like most were around.
Yeah.
Same conclusion.
I mean, it's a nice little dessert beer.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
I get about 3.
So 3, and then what about you? Boy,
I'm gonna do 3.5. On Untapped, we have
pudding.
As far as the description, just says toffee strong, 3.5.
Toffee strong.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, it's definitely something I think I think a lot of people would enjoy that beer. It's unique. It's got an interesting taste. The first swig is definitely gonna be strange just for the fact that it's not a taste that we're accustomed to being in beer, but definitely not a bad thing. It's something that if I was putting had a choice of stuff to get, and that was one of the choices, I wouldn't be away from grabbing that.
Yeah, I do have to say it's better than the Yum Yum.
We've been striking out this week.
Yeah, this week was besides.
Of course, that's what happens when you beer gamble and you just try different stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna have great ones, and other times.
I mean, always getting something new. It's always a game.
Something different.
Yeah. Depends on who.
I like
makes
beer
it,
gambling though. I think it's fun trying different things, even
it's
if it's
great.
trash.
Yeah, I mean,
some trash is better than other trash.
Look, the thing is, like, it's either it's going to be like really great, or it's just going to be like
a train wreck.
Yeah, you're going to recontemplate like even existing after.
And I feel like it's rare that we all find one where we're like, "Wow, that's really awesome."
Yeah,
you know
I think
mean?
the last
that doesn't
time
happen
that
too
happened
often.
was Samuel Smith.
Samuel Smith has so far been my favorite beer.
The Rethinker, that was another one that I think we were all pretty stoked on. We liked that one quite a bit. That was mead.
What was that German beer we had that was really good?
Franziskaner? Maybe.
Yes,
I think it was.
That was. Yeah,
that wasn't the smoke one, was it?
No.
No,
that was really good though.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Germans usually have two things they got
Very good
down
beer.
pat: tanks, beer. Good at blowing stuff up, and alcohol to help you cope with the fact that you blew something up. So
and Hitler.
What we should do?
Got that one right. That's for sure.
I'm telling you, like every time I hear those stories of just Hitler on the moon, Hitler on this, so these conspiracy theories with Hitler, it's like, who cares about Hitler now? Let him. He's dead.
Alive somewhere.
Yeah, he's dead someplace. Just let him be dead. That's why he died. It's because he was supposed to be dead. So let's let him be dead.
We need. I was thinking,
Good night, sweet prince.
No. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is wrong with you? Is that why you have a colostomy bag?
That's why I can't hold my farts in anymore.
My insides are constantly trying to get on the outside.
I keep trying to hold in my butt queefs, but I can't do it no more.
Now I just have to put a butt plug in, and it just sits in all the time.
No, it fires out every once in a while.
It does. If you laugh too hard, that's where you laugh. You're like, ha 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 ha. Oh, the glass of the plug hits the chair. Oh, jeez.
Ooh, that's going on the outtakes.